Welcome to episode 1 of My Team. In today's episode, we're going to be getting our engine supplier, teammate, and getting all of the stuff done before the Bahrain Grand Prix. Now here we're just adjusting the stuff you guys said on the custom sliders. You guys said AI buff and player nerf, which in my opinion is the best choice here, as it helps the longevity of the series.
Welcome to MyTeam. Here you'll experience the world of Formula 1, not only as a driver, but as the owner of a brand new F1 team. First things first, let's create your driver.
Now just making my driver here, same as last year, number 12, and of course Tarrant as my audio name.
And now, let's focus
Now
on
just
your
skipping
drivers.
this part as I want to get on to the sponsors, engine and
Now let's
teammate.
set up some of the key details of your new team. We'll start with an easy one. What name would you like to give the team?
Now looking at the team name, we're going for TL12 Racing, of course, including the 12 of my driver number.
Nice! Now, some kind of income stream is critical, so we need to sign a primary sponsor. That primary sponsor will pay a signing bonus to the team up front. This is vital to cover the early investments we need to make. They will also provide valuable weekly income for us. Each sponsor has a goal they want the team to achieve. If we hit that goal, the sponsor will pay us an additional goal bonus.
Just completely skipping this part and going straight to a driver. I just want to make sure I can get the one I want here.
So, let's sign a power unit supplier now. We need both performance and durability from our power unit, but we also need to balance the books. We're going to have a lot of other areas to invest our cash into.
Now, see, here I'm going for Ferrari. That is because the driver I want is in this academy. Now, I didn't get him every single time. I tried with the Honda engine, so I'm trying with this engine, seeing if it makes a difference. And it seemed to work, because after this try, I did get that driver. And well, you'll see in a second who that driver is. It's Callum Lylott, of course, runner-up in the F2 Championship last year to Mick Schumacher, who is also in F1.
Let's create the livery we'll be running this season.
Now you can see me just going back and changing it to the stuff you guys voted on, which was the Honda engine and a medium payout. Now medium payout of course is pretty good for the first season. Don't want to go too risky, don't want to go too easy and get too little cash to continue on our push for the Constructors' Championship. Now you can see me here editing my helmet. I wasn't actually too sure what to go on, and just decided to go kind of inspired by Seb, strike down it, make it perfect. It worked well too. It's not going to stay around for long, but it is what I use for now. Now just changing nice race suit, just including the team colours which are purple, black and white, including a black, and of course I don't like to be the same colour as the car, as it might be called, including a white and purple stripe, just so you know, and here, TL12 Racing. Now, interestingly, this year we have victory radio calls, of course. Now, this will play when we win. And I decided to go with I need a moment, because if we are going to win in this season, we're probably going to need a moment, and that being a backmarker car. Now, onto a cutscene here, which plays at the start of my team. Let's just look into it.
Hello folks, and welcome to this, a very special edition of Paddock Pass. As you can see, there's no pit lane behind me, and as you can hear, no roar of engines, and that's because they've set me free from the F1 paddock to escape here to the countryside and to the headquarters of Formula One's newest team. Now, it's not every day we get to pull back the curtain and look behind the scenes at an F1 team. Rarer still that we get to talk not only to the team owner, but also the team's lead driver. But what makes this place extra special is that the owner and lead driver are one and the same person. Now, it's been an interesting 12 months, and we all know a number of the regulation changes which were due to come into effect this year have been delayed until next. Some, though, are still seeing the light of day, amongst them the all-important budget cap, which gives some of the smaller teams a little further down the order, potentially, the opportunity to compete with the bigger teams. Good for them, but great for us as viewers. But what does our new team owner think about these new rules? Do they see them as a challenge, a hurdle that needs to be overcome? Perhaps they see them as an opportunity to disrupt the status quo, a chance to come out swinging and to carve their name into Formula One history. Well, I had the opportunity to ask them these very questions just earlier today, and here's what they had to say. Well, first of all, thanks so much for inviting us here today. It's been wonderful to see behind the scenes. As you might expect, I've got about a million questions, so let's jump straight in. It's been a long time since we last saw a team owner take their own car onto the track, and the sport's changed enormously.
And as we can see, F1 2020 is a perfect game with no bugs at all. None. Can't see any on screen right now.
So you've obviously been putting a lot of work into the car.
And because of this bug, I just decided to speedrun this part,
Years of
as
experience
it's
in Formula
absolutely
One.
can.
Where do you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains you need to put you within reach of the other cars? Ultimately, your success this season is going to come down to whether you can take positions from the other drivers. What is it about your car that's going to give you that edge in those battles? And finally, with so many specialist departments working together here at your headquarters, and with such an important deadline coming up, who's getting that? Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been wonderful to get an insight from you, and of course to see around the headquarters. Thank you for today. Really appreciate it, and thank you all at home for watching as well.
It's important to use the time between races to the fullest extent. That's where these activities come in. Manage everyone's time as efficiently as possible to maximise the team's performance.
So yeah, as you can see here, going with the driver training, want our lot to be the best he can be before the Bahrain Grand Prix, of course being round one. We want to get points as a team, we want to do well, we want to impress our sponsors, so we can make
This
the
is where you
rest
can
of
view
our
our current
season
facilities and the
even
effects they are
better.
having on the business.
Now as you can see here,
You can
going
also invest some
into
of
our
that cash into
facilities,
upgrades for these
upgrading
facilities.
aerodynamics on the R&D. Of course, now we want R&D points for the first round. We want to improve our car as much as possible. Also getting a lot of some experience as well. That's also going to help R&D, and then now going into the R&D for the... Just looking at the new system, it's a pretty cool system. I like it. Makes it more interesting. Just improving our chassis side. It is our weakest side at the moment, of course. No upgrades currently. We didn't boot it, which I'm quite annoyed with, as it is very important on this year's game. Just advancing the days before the car reveal, and before we look at it, we had 2 factory upgrades, which is quite nice.
Hey, I've just been informed that...
So yeah, I think our livery looks very snazzy for the first round, if I do say so. Just getting some more resource points, going into our chassis, upgrading it more. Still our weakest side though. Now just going into the corporate tab, giving our driver a perk for resource points. Of course, we need as many resource points early on to get this car developed. and to upgrade into a midfield. And that is all. We did have a failure on the chassis upgrade, although I couldn't fix it. But that is all for today's episode. And in 2 days' time, we'll be looking at the Bahrain Grand Prix.